Good morning, everybody. I slept in this morning. Well, welcome to my channel. This is Hannah at Jar of Fireflies, and here you'll find videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today, it's Tu Bishvat. Okay, so I woke up this morning and made some crepes for the kids. That was super fun. Way easier than I thought. I don't know why, but crepes always really intimidated me. And now I am dropping some fruit off at a friend's house. They have the corona, so they can't go out and buy fruit. And she, being sick, everything is like, she was all of a sudden like, oh wait, it's Tu Bishvat. I didn't get fruit for my kids. And so we were like, a few of us in the neighborhood were like, we'll drop off fruit. So I made a little fruit tray and dropped that off for them. I think this is their house. We're gonna find out. Not that I'm gonna talk to anybody. I'm gonna call her real quick. So, okay, I'm pretty sure this is her house. I'm like 90% sure. I'd say 99. Okay, hold on. Okay, that was her house. So I called her. Yeah, she sounds so sick. But yeah, now she's got fruit, and someone else is dropping off some more fruit later. So they're gonna end up with lots of fun goodies. Okay, now I can get back home and on with my day. I'm actually kind of glad that I was able to get out in the car, because then I could chat with you guys for a second, because our house is really loud today. There's there's stuff like this going on. So yeah, I don't know how much chatting we'll be doing today at the house, but I can do voiceovers later to chat with you that way. So basically today is Tu Bishvat. It is a holiday for us Jews, and it is, in a nutshell, like a super nutshell version, it is the new year for the trees. So we started out last night, because our days start in the evening when the sun goes down. So we started out last night by eating some fruits and tree nuts and talking about Tu Bishvat and stuff with the kids and making some blessings, brachot. So here's a little footage of that, and I'll explain Tu Bishvat a little bit more. While the kids were finishing up dinner last night, I put together a fruit platter on a Lazy Susan for us. Most of the food I had around the house already, but I did order a few things special just for this. We had apples, grapes, blueberries, dates, cashews, almonds, dried apricots, just a wonderful assortment of different things that grow on trees. Before we started eating, we all sat down at the table together, and my husband explained Tu Bishvat to the kids and answered all of their questions. Tu Bishvat translates literally as the 15th of the month of Shevat, Shevat being one of the months in the Hebrew calendar, and this is the new year for the trees. We celebrate this much later than we do our New Year celebration, which is Rosh Hashanah, because it takes 4 months for the rains to saturate the soil, nurture the trees, and coax them into producing fruit. So that's why this is much later, several months after Rosh Hashanah. Traditional observances for this day include eating fruit or other items like nuts that come from trees, Especially popular things to eat are those fruits for which Israel is most famous: the olives, dates, grapes, figs, and pomegranates. The Kabbalist, the Arizal, would eat 15 different types of fruit on this day. I thought that was an awesome idea, but it did not happen. I just couldn't find that many different kinds of fruit that I could order delivered to my door. And sorry about the shaky camera, by the way. My toddler was helping me film. So anyways, after we had discussed Tu Bishvat there for a little bit and we felt the kids had a nice understanding of what was going on, we grabbed our first fruit, which was going to be the grape, and we made a bracha, a blessing on that fruit, and then we ate. After that, we each had an olive and then a date, and then we just dug in and started eating all of the fruit and having conversation and just enjoying each other's company. Okay, so we're just going to continue on with our day now by eating more fruits throughout the day. I'm trying to incorporate fruits into our recipes. For example, having the fruit in the crepes this morning, and I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the day because I had some plans that aren't going to work out as well because the pears I brought aren't super ripe. But anyways, we're going to figure it out. We're going to have fruit all day long and just, yeah, have some fun with it. And we've got some normal stuff. We got to do some school and normal stuff like that too. But all right, come on along for this day in the life. Let's do this. After I got back home, I lit a scented candle there in my sewing room / study / everything, just because I love how cozy it makes the whole room feel. I called the kids in to see who wanted to get started on school, so while I sipped some tea, I helped my daughter with her reading and math program on the computer. While that was going on, my son worked on some Hebrew reading and then worked on memorizing one of Shakespeare's sonnets. So my house was still quite loud with work and workers, and the power was shut off for an unknown amount of time, but lunch needed to be made, so I stuck with a stovetop meal. And to make it a little bit tree-ish, I grabbed some paleo baking flour whose main ingredient is almonds, and I'm calling that making a meal with something from the trees. My original plan had been to make some sandwiches with some kind of jam with a tree fruit and serve that with a side salad of fruit, but without having a kitchen the past couple of days due to construction work that was going on, we were a little burnt out on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So what I am making is a gluten-free, dairy-free version of King Ranch chicken mac and cheese, which is an excellent recipe from Southern Living. I will leave a link to that recipe in the description box below. Basically, the way that I make it work is I make my own cream of chicken soup using soy milk, and I use a vegan sour cream and a gluten-free, dairy-free macaroni and cheese. I know, all those substitutions sound like I'm taking all the fun out of this dish, but I promise you this is comfort food at its finest. I mean, just look at all that cheesy goodness ready to be mixed in with pasta. The part of my original plan that I was able to continue with was the side salad of fruit. So I got those set on the table, got everybody a napkin and a fork, and then put together a little bowl of the mac and cheese and called everybody in to lunch. Okay, so it's a couple hours after lunch now. We've been without power now for about 3 hours. So definitely glad that I went ahead and made lunch when I did, because we didn't really have a whole lot of other options there and we'd be quite hungry by now. We did a little bit more school after lunch. I did some cleaning up and loading the dishwasher and that sort of thing. So like the dishwasher is ready to go as soon as the power's back on. The clothing machine, the washing machine is ready to go as soon as the power's back on. But for now, we're just kind of waiting. So for the moment, the kids are off playing. My daughter is done with school. My son is taking a break. And when he's ready, we'll pick that back up again. I think I'm going to start working on a chalk drawing to just sort of enhance our school for next week a little bit, just on one of our big chalkboards. I decided to move us towards a more Charlotte Mason schedule starting now. So using the existing curriculums that we already have with Build Your Library, I'm just piecing those together into the schedule that I want to use next year. So as far as like the length of lessons and which days they're on and things like that. So just to kind of try that out and start playing with that so that we can kind of work out any kinks before next year. So with that, I spent some time yesterday preparing for that, making out a spreadsheet, starting to get resources together, because I'm adding in all these other lessons like drawing and painting and, you know, trying to dig in a little bit more into our artist studies and things like that. So I have really been enjoying putting all of that together. This is like the nerd in me. I love the homeschooling. But yeah, I saw my chalkboard back there and realized I haven't done a chalkboard drawing for the kids in forever. And they really, really love it when I do them. And I do think it helps make those subjects a little bit more special. So I'm going to look through everything that I've put together for next week and try to see if I can't find something that might make a good chalkboard drawing and then get started on that. So yeah, while the kids are playing, I'll be playing, and that's what's happening here. It only took a quick glance at the curriculum plans for next week to see that drawing the continent of Africa would be the perfect fit for our chalkboard for next week. Every day we're doing something in both literature and geography about the continent of Africa, so it was perfect. So I started working on that. Map drawing is definitely not my forte, but I wanted to give it a shot, so I think it turned out okay. I looked up a couple chalk drawings online to kind of get ideas, but basically I just went with some of the techniques that I have learned from Waldorf chalkboard drawing mamas on Instagram and just kind of went with it. These chalkboard drawings are so fun and relaxing for me, and while the kids definitely enjoy them, I promise that I'm doing it more for myself than I am for them. There it is, the finished product. So that's about my art skills. My son did recognize it immediately as Africa, so I was happy with both his knowledge and my art skills at that. By the time that I had finished the chalkboard drawing of Africa, the lights were back on. We had power. So I went into the kitchen because there was one more thing I wanted to do for Tu Bishvat, and that was to make us all a beverage using tree fruits, namely limes. I didn't have enough limes to make straight limeade, so I added some store-bought lemon juice as well, and it was kind of a lemon limeade, I suppose. What I did was get 2 cups of lime/lemon juice and 2 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar, and then I just mixed all of that together. Clearly, I am very intent on making as many messes as is possible while making a beverage. Once the lemonade was made, I poured it into some fancy glasses and then set the table with pretty napkins and gave the kids each a cookie and a glass of lemonade, and we had ourselves a little party. Okay, and I think after that, we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. My son and I are doing a little bit of schoolwork right now together. He's enjoying some lemonade and a cookie in here. I'm just having a little one-on-one school date, I guess you could call it. And then the other two are watching a video. So that's kind of what's happening here. Dinner later is just gonna be some leftovers and then we'll all go to bed. We're so exciting, I know. But it is getting towards sundown, so it does seem to make sense since we started the video technically last night shortly after sundown to go ahead and end it now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I super appreciate you. Let me know if you have heard of Tu Bishvat, and if you have, if you celebrated, let me know what you did to make the day special. So drop me that note down there in the comments and let's get that conversation started. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I'd love to see you here again. Thank you all so very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload.